What is going on, guys? My name is Chaos,
And I'm Skinny Lad Chris.
and we are your Marvel Rival podcast hosts. Today, we are basically going to be talking about some really fun, anticipated topics that we've been wanting to do for a very long time. And we have two special guests today, and they are going to be giving us their insights on their backgrounds, on basically the monetization of what they would like to see coming into Marvel Rivals. Now, go ahead and introduce yourself, Super Tech. Who are you? Where you come from? What is it that you bring to the table?
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Super Tech God, of course. I am from wonderful places. I am born and raised from Brooklyn, New York, and reside somewhere else. But nonetheless, I came from a background of playing games like Yu-Gi-Oh, shooters like Halo, and currently into Marvel Snap.
Okay. And guest, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Hello. For those who do not know, my name is Guest, also known as It's Guest Gaming. I am a full-time content creator, currently primarily focused over on Marvel Snap. I've been creating content both on Twitch and YouTube now for the last almost 4 years. Next month is the 4-year anniversary, and needless to say, it's a Marvel property. So Marvel Rivals was something I was excited to kind of hop into, and ever since Alpha, I was like, there's definitely potential here. So I know Tech and I, we've been having a lot of fun with it, and we've known Chaos for quite some time now, to say the least. I mean, it's got to be
Unfor-
upwards of almost 2
un-
years, I want to say.
Unfortunately, yeah, you've
Yeah.
known me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, we've gotten pizza together. We've
Yeah.
gone out and made regretful decisions together. But
Yeah.
we all over Florida. But no, we've had a really good time. And now here we are talking Marvel Rivals. My background, long story short, I come from the world of Disney more than anything else. I used to work for the company. As a gamer, though, that's a whole nother aspect because I've been an on and off gamer from card to video game my entire life, but I really started diving in once I started creating content.
So, we have these two today on the show because they actually bring something very useful to this conversation, and we're going to touch up on that in a second. But I actually wanted to just say, yeah, I've met these guys in person. We had, played Marvel Snap together, and they've become really good friends of mine. But above all else, we're going to start it off with Guest. Guest is here today because he actually brings this very awesome little perspective. Now, he has played a lot of Disney games and a lot of Marvel games. Today, he's actually going to be talking about, briefly on the do's and basically the wants and what not to do when developers are monetizing the game. The things that he particularly wants to see from the game and what they shouldn't probably learn from in the past and what not to do. So, guest, go ahead and talk about your history with those games.
Well, I look at it from two different perspectives because I've been on it from the Disney side and I've been on it from the content creator side. And when you're a player who's ingesting content like this, you're kind of taking in a little bit of both. You don't see a lot of what happens behind the scenes. You don't understand how intellectual property necessarily might work. And what I'm going to throw out there with Marvel Rivals is this is a style of game that has very high appeal and very high potential. We have something that is a high demand intellectual property and a high demand style of game, hybriding them together. It actually is probably a recipe for disaster. And and I only say that because it can be avoided. What I've seen happen in the past with a lot of these Disney games, a lot of these Marvel games, is they go down the path of pay to win in a necessarily negative way. But this style of game shouldn't really push down that path. I'm more interested to see on how they decide to bring the community in on day one. We know that they're going to be pushing all of the new characters right away. They're fully accessible to everyone on day one. But from a monetization standpoint, obviously they need to stay afloat. So there's going to have to be battle passes, there's going to have to be skins, and microtransactions, very much so, are probably going to be the only way this game truly does stay afloat, based on my past experiences with other Disney and Marvel games. Tech, correct me if I'm wrong, because we both come from the world of Marvel Snap as well, where
Correct.
you can spend anywhere from $2 to $100 at any given point on something.
That is correct.
I feel like with Marvel Rivals, skins in particular, this breeds the notion of $10 here, $10 here, $10 here, $10 here. It's absolutely something that is going to happen. We're going to
Yeah.
have to see small microtransactions repeatedly,
Right.
not here's the $50 thing, fix this, go. You
Right.
know?
I agree with you. I think it's going to be more of that than it is what we see now, especially in Marvel Snap, because with Marvel Snap is a bit different. We have multiple cards, etc. Where in Rivals, you already have you're getting the free to play experience, but you might want those skins. And I think the skins are what's going to be around that $10 or even that monthly pass, right? To help you get some types of
Yeah,
skins. So
they're going to have to be there. Yeah.
right. I don't know if we're going to see upwards of $100 for something. I don't think so. Well, unless it's like a group of skins, or for example, if it's like you want the classic X-Men 97 skins for all the X-Men characters, $100. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
is something we might see.
So one thing that I want to briefly say is, they announced all the characters seemingly are going to be always free. Like when they release, they're
Right.
always free. They pretty much sounds like they're banking on just skins. Now, from a Marvel Snap perspective, and you guys come from that, especially you Tech, this is where you kind of come in. You're the man that has literally collected every single variant in Marvel Snap, and now we're not talking $5 here, $5 here, like talking racks on racks. This man has literally collected everything. Now this goes from anywhere from a $7 card, and purely those are just cosmetic. They're not pay to win.
Correct.
They're just cosmetic.
Correct.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there's $100 bundle cards. That's just a variant. What is it going to take for someone like you, of all people, someone that you are literally keeping the game afloat by yourself? What does it take for you coming into Marvel Rivals? What is it going to take for you to buy out the store every single week or every single day when they release
All right.
skins? What's it going to take?
So let's talk about that. First, I'm not the only person, I'm sure. I know a few others that are keeping the game afloat, but
Damn right.
those
Honest.
$100 cards that we're going to talk about, they come with something else. So, and that's what I think Rivals is going to have to do to get someone like me to want to invest. Not just give me skins, give me something else to go with it. I like collecting the stuff in Snap because of the exclusiveness of some of these bundles that you get, whether it be, the avatar that you only get from the bundle, or something special that you get only with the bundle. So if Rivals is able to emulate that somehow, or in their own way, then of course I'm in for it, right? I think that's the biggest thing. This is the reason why in alpha and in beta, we all on this chat, I'm sure, grinded to get our Scarlet Witch skin and the Venom skin, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
so I think that's basically the same concept I want to see when it comes to purchasing things out of the Rivals shop. I want something that's exclusive, that if I do purchase it, I got it from the Rivals shop, and I'm the only, the selected few that has it.
Chris, actually, I wanted to bring this up to you. We were actually talking about this. Now, this is one of the small things that I want to see from a shop, and this is just an idea. Okay. When you're purchasing something in a shop, in particular, what do you think about having, like, I think what they should do, and here's where the topic of the episode is, the what if they created challenges when you buy a skin and you get a small challenge for that skin that unlocks, like, say, some kind of animation feature. Like Marvel Snap has something where, you can split a card, and when you split them, you get different variants to it behind that card. So, like, for instance, you can get a prism background or an ink background or a gold background. Much like in real life, they do have limited times where you get like an all gold skin, or if you played like on a specific color. They did the same thing in Fortnite, where, if you got to level 200 with, a Groot or whatever, you got it in a silver variation. And then if you got to level 500, you can get a gold variation, and it's the same skin, but you get different colors versions. And then you get, like, at rank, I don't know, it was like 1,000 or something, you get like a prism version of that skin. Like, how cool would that be?
Yeah, see, that's something I actually really want them to add. Just like even it doesn't even have to be for like every kind of skin, but most games will have like their premium or like premier skin that's like somewhat expensive, or it'll be like at the end of a pass to where you have to be a really high level to grind it. Fortnite did that really well with the super styles where it's like you have to be like I think it's level 200 now, like 100 levels past the original 100, but they never come back and they're completely exclusive, which
Yeah, I know.
that that would really like that those kind of things bring people to the game a lot, I feel.
It,
Or
it
like huge incentive to grind or to want something exclusive.
yeah, like and it also keep you like engaged, you know.
Yeah.
I
Because
don't know.
touching on that real quick, my son is a big Fortnite player, and trust me, I had to buy skins on skins on skins for him. And
Yep.
um, when he did not get that skin and it wasn't coming back, I know how he felt. But it's like, you have to do good in school. You have to keep doing what you're doing. If you don't do it, you're not
Mhm.
getting the skin this month. So to even talk about that, yeah, that is the biggest thing I think will make anyone want to buy stuff is that exclusiveness. So I totally agree with that comment.
But
Yeah.
to the exclusiveness part, I think there's something, and this is, I guess, where my personal experiences play out differently. In the very beginning and the launch of this game, this is a very different market. Yes, this is a shooter. Great. Okay, so you're gonna get the Fortnite people, you're gonna get the Overwatch people, you're gonna get the CS:GO, you're gonna get all these people who like this style of game. On top of that, because the IP is so well known, this very much so could be an introduction for a lot of people to this style of game. Therefore, there has to be an association of something that's a little bit more approachable, that is not going to scare off the Marvel enthusiast who's now like, you know what, maybe I'm going to try something new here. Let's try and play this game. Oh, there's a pack and it's $39.99. It's the only thing to purchase. I'm you're going to run. You're going to run away. And in the beginning, I think it should heavily push on more micros rather than, the full X-Men 97 set that's 99.99 and you
Right.
get 10 different skins with it. No, no, no. Let me pick one thing at a time. Let me
Fair.
decide if I'm going to put a little bit of investment into it because you got to bleed people in. You have to, as a spender, you have to, sorry, I should say more from the side of finance for the games. You have to get people to just break the seal, right? You have to get them to spend the $2.99, the $3.99, no more than $4. Just get them to get accustomed to doing it and then introduce them into the $9.99 with the awesome value, and then the floodgates are open. So as long as they don't come out the gates swinging with major, we're trying to
Big.
monetize really fast style bundles, it has a good chance of getting that new Marvel market into Marvel Rivals rather than just the shooter market and appeasing that crowd.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think
I completely agree with that on that note too. Just I think they need to start slow just so they don't because I think the worst thing that could happen is to just scare people away because it's too
Yep.
pushy with like the shop. That's why I think the way Fortnite does it is really nice where it's like
they
even with
give
the
you
battle pass, it's like your battle pass you can if you buy it once, you can get it forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just you need that initial
Right.
purchase, and that's all you need. Like, you just need that initial push, like you said, and then you get the battle pass. You might become a little more open to get a skin once you get a little more V-Bucks. If they do something like that, it'd be nice, I think.
Especially because they're releasing in December. There's so much
Right. Christmas.
potential for
Yeah.
them to monetize in January if they introduce it very, very casually and say, here's the $10 thing, the $5 thing. And then, little Johnny, who's 14, who has access to playing it finally and is able to download it on his Xbox, is like, Mom, I want a card. Okay. And then Aunt Sally's going to be told by his mom, hey, just get him an Xbox card so he can go ahead and get down all these skins that he wants in this game. That's how you do this in this time of the year. And that
Mhm.
can't be ignored either.
So
Yeah, completely.
that's actually going
Yeah.
to be touching on some of the topics we're going to be talking about. Now, this part where we're talking about the monetization part, this is the fun part in some aspect, right? Like, like or not really the fun part, but more the logistics, right? The fun part I want to talk about is the thing then for the next year when this game comes out for the next year. they need, in order to be successful, this is what I genuinely propose as, and developers, please listen to me when I'm telling you this, because I think I can speak for everyone. Have a game plan with your skins. Have a game plan with the skins, and don't just give us one skin here, one skin there. You have 75 plus years of success remedies, and I mean, and I'm just gonna put the top one, Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man
Yep.
easily 100% will be the most sought after skin.
Yeah.
Easily. Like you have Spider-Man already as a character, and I've seen that they have like the Bagman, version of like the Fantastic Four looking, Bagman Spider-Man. I've seen a picture of that, during one of the original trailers. Like Symbiote Spider-Man, a character like that will be like a necessity. Like, okay, like this is probably like a $20 skin, or this is a time exclusive to get. You have to do these challenges, whatever, play this many characters, or do whatever. They need to do stuff like that. But what we're going to touch upon now is we're going to actually go into the next category. So events, like time exclusive events. We're going to start it off because it's in December. It's launching on December. I think in general, the holiday events is going to be some of the coolest things. And we all have a bunch of notes and stuff that we've written down, and we want to just kind of like talk about it. I'm going to start it off right off the rip. December, coming into like some kind of Winterfest. I think they need to be hitting the market every, Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, 4th of July, Halloween. They need to have just don't miss the opportunities, because there's something there for everyone. Start it off. Let's just all talk about it. Start it off with the December. I'm going to go off the rip. What kind of skins do you guys want to see? I want to see what you guys have to say. I will start it off, and everyone knows what I'm going to say. I, as a group main, as one of the best group mains out there, I want to see Christmas tree Groot. Christmas tree Groot, dude. It needs to be a thing. And I want to see like a small little rocket star, or some kind of ornament, because when he rides on top of Groot, that needs to be a thing. Think outside the box. All right, Chris, what do you got? Chris?
Okay,
Christmas.
some I think one I think is really just so goofy is Good Elf Star-Lord, or ones that are just silly to the characters that were just goofy. I love ideas like that. Or what would be funny is Krampus Venom, or just Krampus Hella, anything like that, where it's or you kill somebody and instead of Venom saying something, it's just a maniacal little giggle or something. Just any little thing like that, I think would be so cool. Or close to what you said, I wrote down Mistletoe Groot.
What about a mantis reindeer? Because she has little antlers.
Oh yeah, that could be good.
That's a good one.
Give her a little red nose and
ooh, what if you just put little? Oh my gosh, little antlers on Jeff. That'd be amazing.
What do you got?
I mean, that's anything you put on Jeff as a cosmetic,
it'll be amazing.
I have to have it.
I have to. That's me. I'm gonna buy it.
It's just a matter of time until we start seeing the hybrid of the Jeff the Baby Land Shark, brought to you by Pink Fong. When that happens, people will absolutely lose their mind. But we'll cross that bridge differently. In your holiday season aspect, if there isn't a Santa Thor, I don't know what's wrong with this world, because Santa Thor is just a 911 in my opinion. He's got the beard.
Yeah,
that's true. That's actually true.
Because
it's
perfect. It's literally waiting to just go whoa. He's right now. But to that point though, this is something, because you talk about all the different holidays, whether it's Christmas or not, you need to remember that people love stupid. And yes, this is Marvel Rivals, and there's so many cool different ways that you could look. What was one of the most sought after skins in both alpha and beta? Rocket, right? The weirder it was from the character and the more unique it was, the more it was sought after. One of the most sought after skins in any shooter game ever was Peter Griffin, because it's just damn Peter Griffin. That's it. It makes no sense. It doesn't belong. It doesn't. But the weirder it is, the more people like it. So you could just say, yes, this is Jeff, but it's actually just a green amorphous blob that happens to do Jeff's maneuvers. People are going to want it because it's weird. It's Flubber Jeff. Like
Yeah.
that's going to work. You have to go silly every now and then because there's lots of cool things you can do with the skins, of course, and we'll get to other ideas post holiday, but like it's got the more abstract, the higher probability it'll actually sell.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Tech? You got anything for
Yeah,
the
I
winter?
was thinking Loki looking like Elf. Dress him up as an elf. Back
He's
to
Nice.
your
I
Thor
like that.
thing. Your Thor
He's
be Chris,
green.
be Santa, right? Santa is
Perfect with
Thor,
Santa Thor.
right?
Yeah. All right.
And then Hela is the tree, right? Hela is the tree, and I think in that wonderful family of Asgardians being, oh my god, being in that Christmas spirit is where my head was at, and I think that would be pretty awesome and a cool bundle for them to put together. If they want to go to all the other things, that, like you said, Groot being an actual tree, I actually like that as well. But I think, I think that'd be pretty cool, especially in December, to have that type of skins for those type of characters. You also got to think about all the other religions out there, like Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, etc. So those would be pretty cool to see if they actually touch upon all of those.
Right.
But mine
But
was more
to
focused on, yeah,
to that note,
yeah,
if it's a Disney property, what I'll tell you
yeah.
confidently
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
they are very well rounded on understanding that if
Okay.
it's going to have a Disney association, it has
Mm.
to be holiday, not
Holiday.
Christmas.
I
So
got you.
Yeah.
you're gonna
I got
see
you.
like
I got
you
you.
could see like a blue frosted variation of Groot because it's winter themed, kind of like Jack Frostish style.
Right.
Like
Right. Right.
that makes sense for what Disney tries to do when they recognize holidays. Um, in the States, it's a little bit different, obviously, but this is an international game. So you're
Right.
never going to see like, Menorah Mantis. That's not going to happen. But you're
Right.
going to find maybe some kind of variation that leans into the new year, right? New
I
Year.
got you.
Everyone celebrates a new year because everybody has a new year. Okay. Chinese New Year. That's something that's celebrated worldwide. I could see something spinning in that direction. Um, Easter, no. Halloween, absolutely,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's just unique skins that you can make things creepy or symbiote or venomized or like
Right.
there's cool stuff you
Mhm.
could do within each holiday. But Disney in general, being that this is Marvel Rivals and the IP is going to be following under the same criteria, you're not going to see an Easter egg ever, but
Or
you are going to
Thanksgiving
see a
turkey.
lot of or Thanksgiving turkey type skin ever. But you will see a lot of generic
I
holiday,
got you. That makes
type
sense.
coverages
I
too.
like
Because you
that.
think about how they even do it in Marvel Snap. If they recognize something, it's very, very particular,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
very, very particular. But if they're going to make a whole event out of something, it's got to be generic to a larger, more
Odd.
international appeal.
One thing I did think, me and Chris were spitballing about this, was that like during like holiday events, it would be really cool though to, like, for instance, if they did like say a Christmas based, like, 2 weeks or like 25 days where Fortnite kind of did this. Other games have done this. Marvel Snap has done this. You open up a small like gift every single day leading up to Christmas, and that's like
Oh
the
yeah.
game developers giving
Mhm.
you like a small skin or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some kind of holiday thing. And one thing I thought would be really cool would, like, say for instance, if they did like Easter, where you do like on the UI, where you have to find little Easter eggs on the UI, and then you pick it up, and then you basically like you would get like a small like cosmetic or something like a booster.
Is the game going to be available in China?
I think
Yeah,
so. Isn't that
it
isn't
will
that what
be.
the playtest is going on right now for?
It will be. Yeah, there's a playtest and
Yeah.
beta going on for China right now. So I'm assuming yes.
Then you will not have daily
Easter egg.
login rewards
Ah.
globally.
Oh, not for global. I do know that like sometimes game developers in general, I think like they will cut it off to a certain population, not population, but like a certain like country if they don't do that for specific things. But that's more on the
Yeah.
back end stuff that we probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's the
know
back
about.
end. Normally they'll also create a secondary client to make that happen very often, and it'll be
Yeah.
exclusive to just that market and region because of how it has to get downloaded and how it monetizes off of Steam and da da da. All these other parts are going to become an issue if it's going to be available in China, because it is going to restrict the frequency in which you can make purchases, yet alone the purchases themselves.
Yeah. Fortnite was
So
like
if
a
they
big
don't
thing on
do that, yeah, if they don't do
Mhm.
that actually changes the whole monetization model all by itself. But that's
Right.
probably a topic for another cocktail. I'm gonna say with this right now, with the theming of how they should like really, really start to go about it, I just I want them to make sure that they don't gatekeep exclusively behind skill, because this is the type of game that shouldn't have that. This should be,
Right.
hey, we're doing microtransactions and we want you to spend as much as you want. Sure, you can get a spray or an avatar that you can earn, but not like pay and then, like you were saying later on, like, oh, you get this skin, and if you're competing and you get to diamond while wearing this skin, you'll get a
Oh yeah,
variation of that.
Mhm.
Will backfire so quickly
Yeah.
in the community,
they
because the
Yeah.
Marvel people, the Marvel audience that's coming into the game for the first time, are gonna be like, I'm a new player. How the hell am I ever gonna get into this? I'm not a good player.
They
I just
did-
want
Right.
the gold thing.
They-
I'm gonna give you $20 for it gladly, but I have to be decent. This is where the Disney side is going to be very different from Marvel Rivals versus most of these other shooters.
they did do they actually did do an exclusive item for the people that were in the tournament. I think, Chris, it was like top 32 got a special emblem of their place.
You get a special icon,
Yes.
and I think a
Yes,
special
yes.
banner as well.
Yeah.
Correct. And like I said, that's completely okay if it's a competitive thing and you get it that way. I'm
Right.
talking about variations off of something that you purchase. So if I spend $10 on a Mantis skin, but if I play that Mantis skin and get to diamond while playing using that Mantis skin, then I can only get that other version of a Mantis skin.
Right.
I don't think
Then
they would
you're
ever do that.
gatekeeping behind two ways. Unlike in Marvel Snap, where this is the comparison side of, you want the variant, you have to pay the variant, but then split any other variation to get those foils or those
Right. Prism and
different effects
gold.
and stuff on them. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
further investment into it in a different way, but you're gate kept behind unlocking it
Yeah.
first.
Right.
Which a lot of the people, depending on the variant, there, and Tech, you can speak on this too. I mean, some of these variants are incredibly expensive, but that style of game and that monetization model is very different than what they're going to go for. I think the events here are going to need to be, because
Fun.
it's Marvel, like the first couple of weeks, the whole December, January time, it has to be banging, because you've got kids out of school, you've got people on
Yep.
vacation,
Getting
there's
that Christmas
so
money.
much opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's Christmas money, and they're gonna get a lot of it. They're absolutely gonna get a lot of it, as long as they don't scare people off.
Santa Tech
Yeah.
God over here, you know,
Yeah.
making
yeah.
it rain
So,
on the kids, man. For
as
the-
long- listen,
Can,
as
can
long as
we
they do what
please
they're supposed
find a
to
different
do.
phrasing for that for the future?
That guy.
No, I
Raining
mean,
on the kids' facts.
no, he's coughing
No.
up that dough.
But I
But-
agree. I agree with Gus. They're gonna have to come out the park swinging, right? They got to come out early and not scare people away, right? Do not. I mean, Snap did the same thing. They didn't scare anybody away, right? They started off very low. They,
Yep.
variants were all one price. They were all 800 gold. There were no rares, super rares. Everything was nice and simple in the early days. Then, as they start to feel themselves more and see what's going on, they were like, all right, let's now hit them with $100 variant, hit them with this, hit them with that. So I
pushing
think they have the
button.
time. Yeah, I think they have the time, but I mean, they're gonna have to just like I said, just come out the park swinging and make it affordable and fun, right? That's the big thing there. Make it. I want this skin. Just how Fortnite did it, they're gonna have to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think I don't think they would never release a skin. I don't think based on your rank. I do think they would release skins based on like challenges, like you have to do this to a Loki character in a match or something like that. And I don't think, yeah,
Achievements.
achievement style. I think that'd be good. But hey, man, all I'm saying is, Ted, Valentine's Day. All right, we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about Valentine's Day. You're my bestie, right?
Of course, what you need.
Oh no.
All right, so I'm just saying, I think a cool Valentine's Day thing would be send one person this free gift. All right, I'm sending you mine. Are you gonna be my Valentine's back?
That's what you want. You want a Valentine's Day gift sending within the game. So what does
Yeah.
that do for the game. Let's see. So you Valentine's Day comes up, you can send one gift to a person. If they don't accept your Valentine, then what happens now?
No, no.
See, it becomes a problem.
From what I've seen, like in other games, right? Like Halo did this in Halo 5, right? You get
Right.
one free Valentine's send. You send that to a friend.
Correct.
If they don't
Correct.
send it back to you, it's whatever. But hey, look,
That's what I'm saying. That
I'm just
what's
saying,
gonna
you got to
happen.
find another person that wants to be your Valentine's. I'm just
That's
saying,
gonna be.
I'm
It's
sending
gonna
it
be
to
fun.
you. I'm sending it to you, my bestie. I'm just
It's
saying.
if they do that, it will be fun, but it's gonna break a lot of hearts.
Text
A lot
trying to
of
break my heart right
relationships.
now. I can
A
see
lot
it
of
already.
relationships are gonna be a problem. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you
Oh, yeah.
know because people will be in their feelings about it. But I think it'll be a cool concept. Like you said, Halo did it, and it was fun in Halo to do that. But it did suck to not get it back from the person you sent it to. So
Just saying, Tech.
we'll see what happens. But I would love to see some Scarlet Witch Valentine's Day,
Ooh.
outfits.
Oh, now you're
Black,
getting me
some,
excited.
some Black Panther
Again, another
holiday
topic for another
outfits.
cocktail, but you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you
But
guys
yeah,
didn't know us, Skinny Lad Chris is one of the best Scarlet mains in all of the world. This man is
Mhm.
that character is dear to his heart. He hit like top
Very
100.
fun character. Very fun.
I will say, spinning into that direction too. Like, all jokes aside, it's a legitimate thing that they're gonna have to consider. Lewd, risque with some of these characters will work and will sell. And it's an awful thing to think about, but it's 100% true. And that goes for every character in the game. Like,
hmm
for example, in our game, one of the most sought after variants is a variant of Killmonger
yeah,
for a
Kenmonger.
variety of
Oh.
different muscular reasons. And
Is that
it's
the
very obvious.
Mhm.
Michael B. Jordan one?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
inspired on Michael B. Jordan.
yeah.
And
That's
people
that's
absolutely lose their
justifiable.
mind over that. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying though, as a game that has known Marvel associations and properties, because a lot of these characters are, you know, in some kind of MCU movie over the last 20 years, 20
Right.
plus years at this point, in the
Mm.
recent what we'll call versions of the MCU, it now has a new fan base, and that's the audience you need to really hook in. So sure, if they did a skin that was inspired on the MCU, they could probably charge a little more for it, because if I knew this was the Doctor Strange skin that Benedict Cumberbatch clearly is inspiring,
Chris
then I'm
Evans.
more inclined to buy it because it's the one I'm focusing on. Doctor
You're
Strange is it.
more familiar with too.
Yeah, exactly. I want that any and
Mhm.
every day of the week. And the same thing's going to happen with all the different variations of Spider-Man. You could do literally. You think of how many different skins if you've played Spider-Man on PlayStation, for example. You think of every variation of the
Yeah.
Spider-Man outfit. Just doing the Tobey Maguire variation alone, you'll get a whole audience just to spend. I'll spend
Yeah.
$40 for that skin because I want to look exactly like him. Like it's crazy how strong people will show their affinity towards a character. Chaos, I know you're this way about Cap.
Yeah,
Like
yep.
certain
you're talking
skins
about-
on Cap, you'll spend $100
If you give
without
me
even
Chris
like blinking.
Evans with like no shirt, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, like they need to release Chris Hemsworth Thor for all the moms that want to play Marvel Rivals. Like they need to
Yeah.
touch every audience they possibly can.
If that's the case, we need Dad Bod Thor, but that's another.
We do.
That
yeah,
would be
yeah.
have
so
him now.
goated.
We need Dad Bod Thor. We need
Yeah.
him.
Dad Bod Thor. Yeah. But that's
Dude,
what I'm saying though. That's my point, is that you could time those different skins too around the MCU, also with future releases of different movies. Like, there's going to be a Thor movie coming
yeah.
out. You gotta release it during that time, and then people will absolutely, blow all their dollars and probably other things.
Marvel
Yeah.
Snap did that really and still does it really well. Every time that there's a movie coming around the corner, they base their battle passes around that time. I mean,
Very often.
look at Venom next month coming out, right? What's the next
Right.
season for battle pass for Marvel Snap? It's all Venom based. During the Ant-Man
Deadpool,
movie,
Wolverine.
yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine, and during the Ant-Man 3, they had a bunch of the characters like
Quantumania.
Kangs.
Quantumania,
Yeah.
the Kangs, and like MODOK coming, and
Modocs. Yeah.
he was the
Yep.
battle pass card. They do really well at doing that. Like during the Black Panther movie, that was the Black Panther season. They do really well. Marvel Rivals should absolutely try to base if they can, try to really base it around the movie times, because that's when the interest is high. That's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to bring that up. Okay, so now that we've kind of touched upon a lot of the characters, I'm just going to we're going to read off. I want everyone to read off what they would like for their events. I'm going to just quickly go through this. Okay. For St. Patrick's Day, I would love nothing more than a leprechaun skin for Rocket. I would love nothing more than a leprechaun skin for Rocket. A little
That
hat.
took a second to register, and then
I'm
Right.
trying to
It was-
picture. I'm trying to
right.
picture in my
Then-
mind what
right.
that looks like.
A little
Correct.
green coat and a green little hat on Rocket. Imagine him running around. I played okay, I'm gonna be honest. I played with Jeff Hoagland the first time, and he played Rocket, and he has a very like deep voice. And when I was looking for him around the map, he was like, "Do you see me?" And I looked around, and he's like this little rocket just running around with this deep voice, and it's the funniest thing. Imagine a leprechaun Rocket running around trying to catch a rocket, So that's what I'm proposing for that. For in terms of 4th of July, and that's my favorite holiday, all-time favorite holiday. I want to see Hulk with beach wear flag, like I want to see like American flag shorts for 4th of July, dude. That's what I'm wanting.
That'd actually
Okay.
be pretty good.
Okay, that would be great. And then on top of that, what I want to see from a 4th of July, I want to see a Bucky Captain America variant. That's got to be given, like the
Yeah,
one that
love
they
this
have
guy.
in Marvel Snap. Like I want to see I want to see Iron Patriot style Iron Man from the MCU. I want to see that kind of Iron Man style, like from War Machine, right? I want to see that kind of stuff. Halloween. If they do not do Midnight Suns, biggest missed opportunity with the gold and black variations of everyone's skins. They have them. They have those in comic books. Like done. That's such an easy category to like capitalize on a big bundle. Like $100 bundle, you get all of the characters gold and black. Say more. Say no more. What do you got, Chris? What do you got for holidays?
Well, I got for Halloween. Okay, this is one I thought of. I think would be so cool for Halloween. Okay, so for Magneto, imagine like headless horseman, right? And it's just the helmet just floating, but he has no head. He's just making it float, and then you know how he holds his arm on the side? He's just holding a pumpkin. Something like that. I feel like would be so clean. And okay, this is like kind of a no-brainer, but just Marvel Zombies for like half the characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Anything-
Marvel
anything
Zombies,
zombie
Scarlet,
style.
in America.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be so
Think of the
sick
same
just to have
thing.
all of those.
What about?
Then-
Oh yeah, good.
Wait, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say also, what if they change the maps according to like the holidays?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
That'd
Yes.
be huge.
yes. Fortnite does it. I've seen it. I think Overwatch also does it for like
Yeah.
Christmas and Halloween. I love when games just like are so on theme. It makes it so much more fun where everything just changes. It makes it feel like super alive just all the time.
Yeah.
They don't even have to do much on the maps. Just add a snow
No.
effect,
Add,
a
right.
little bit of a darker
Yeah, add some
nighttime
snows,
view
add
and,
a snowman, add
some
just a few.
fireworks in the background in the sky of all the maps for July.
Yeah.
And
Have
Yeah.
Julie in the
Yeah.
background just shooting up in the sky. Like that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
4th of
Agreed.
July.
Crazy.
Yeah, we don't need
Uh,
anything too complicated. Just a little thing for the feels.
Yeah.
All we need.
I think the big thing that you might be missing though is you're theming exclusively on holidays. Even just theme sets like you mentioned, Midnight Suns, right? If they use Midnight Suns as any given month as a cross collaboration, it's going to be successful in any given month. Same thing with Marvel Snap. We know from the
Yeah.
data mines in Marvel Snap that some of the potential characters that are being primarily featured in Rivals are looking to finally come to Marvel Snap potentially in the same month altogether. Like Galactica is
Right.
potentially coming to the game. Penny Parker is potentially coming to the game. And all of this could be a coinciding of, look, there's a huge Marvel gaming market that wants to move over to this game. I mean, it's why Super Tech God and I are here on this podcast right now.
Correct.
So if they brought out variant skins that are associated with the other game and did it all as 1 month, you're going to get a large chunk of that audience really quickly to come on
Correct.
over and spend money because, oh, I know that one already. Even if I never read the comic book, even if I've never seen the movie,
Right.
it doesn't matter. I have played that card in that other game before.
Game.
Right.
I'm
Yep,
gonna
yep.
want that for
Mhm.
this version of Psylocke, for example. Like that would do incredibly well, and I don't think that should go remiss. But I'm gonna give you one super obscure variation of skins, a group of skins that would hands down be probably the best selling group of skins that would ever come to Marvel Rivals. It's a 4-letter word. Lego.
Oh,
That'd be
Lego
sick.
would
that would
be
be fire,
that would be crazy.
dude. That'd be
Every
so
single one of
good.
them, every
Yep.
single one of them in Lego form. Like I said, the more inane, the
Yeah.
better it'll sell.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah.
That
I
okay.
would
So
play as
so-
Lego Spider-Man any day of the. I would learn Spider-Man just to play as Lego Spider-Man in Rivals. Like
they
that
they
would
did
be
that.
so damn good.
They did that in Overwatch with Bastion.
With Bastion. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bastion has a Lego skin.
yeah,
Just made of
And
Legos, yeah.
It's so cool.
And it's one of the most sought after and rare skins.
It
Yeah.
makes sense.
So yeah. It holds
Alright,
true.
And on that,
All right.
NetEase,
So
and on that,
I did cut off Skinny Lad. Finish. I want to hear your skins. I'm sorry. I got like in the moment there.
I know. Also, I did guest reminded me that is something I also wanted to say is like I think just narrowing it down to just even holidays is like really limits what they can do because like even in games like Overwatch there's just in the lore of the game itself. So it's like a lot easier for Marvel to do this I think because they have a lot more to work with just in general in terms of characters and lore. But in like Overwatch there's like Blackwatch which is like an event that happens in the game's like lore, but we
Mhm.
don't see it actually happen, but they have skins for that. And some of those skins are like the rare skins or ones that people want to come back and haven't.
Right.
So it's like even not even just holidays, but just ones based off the game itself are like can get people so interested, I feel. Just from the lore or like if they really like a Spider-Man skin or something, but it's like from a specific comic, things like that, or they do a bundle like Tech was saying where it's like or these are all of like the Marvel Zombies characters.
Yeah.
And it's just like a
Right.
giant bundle of a bunch of Marvel Zombie
Yep.
skins.
Imagine
Right.
they did that like a Peach Momoko bundle where you have like.
Oh my gosh. I
Like
was
that-
Chaos.
what?
Chaos, we are linked right now. I was just
Let's
about
go!
to mention that.
Let's
the-
go.
Okay.
Because that's exactly what Psylocke is based
Psylocke.
off of.
Yeah.
And it's like how easy would it for them to be just like, oh, here's a whole other bundle or like just skins in the shop of all the other Demon Days characters.
Yeah.
From
that's
that
so
series.
Right.
cool.
So it's like I think it's a really good point where it's like even ignoring all of like the obvious holidays, I guess, just any other event they could do for like a certain character, a certain genre of characters, like groups within
Right.
Marvel is so easy. Like one of them's probably just gonna be like the Avengers bundle.
Yeah.
And it's just all of the main Avengers that people are most familiar with. Even like tying to like movies or
Right.
however they want to push it.
I think the tough thing with the movie releases though is that the only movie in the next 12 months that's coming out for Marvel is Fantastic Four.
No, Falcon and the Winter
No,
Soldier.
Yeah, fucking Winter Soldier's
yeah.
coming out.
I'm
February.
all over that.
That's right.
I'm
I forget.
Yeah,
all
me too.
over that.
That's
That's
February.
this year, isn't it?
No, February.
February.
2025.
That's my birthday
Oh, I thought
month.
it was December for some
That's
reason.
my
I was thinking
birthday month.
2025.
We
All
got
right, yeah, yeah.
Thunderbolts too. Thunderbolts is
Oh yeah, Thunderbolts is soon,
Do
isn't
you-
it?
okay, real
Yeah.
quick about the Thunderbolts, off topic. So you know how they have like the little symbol next to the name?
yeah,
Mhm.
the
Do you know-
asterisk.
Do you know why that's there? They just talked about it.
Yeah, why?
There's actually a reason. Thunderbolts, I don't believe, is the title. It's actually going to be something else. It's just
Ah.
right now Thunderbolts is the placeholder, but
I gotcha.
above it says be careful who you assemble. So there's a lot of theories that it's either gonna be like Dark Avengers or something like that. So there's gonna be a possible like there's a lot of theories about
Name change.
name
That's gonna be
change for
sick.
Mhm.
it, dude. I'm
Mm.
juiced. Sentry, dude.
But just like
That's gonna
just
be
like
sick.
just like
Oh
Falcon, that was supposed to be New World Order, which I think
yeah,
would have been pretty awesome. But they definitely did change the name, which made sense though, 'cause they
yeah,
had to at this point.
right.
But yeah,
So okay,
okay, I guess.
uh, Skinny Lad, are you good on your skins?
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
much all I had.
Tech, do you have any particular fun ideas for skins before we go on to
Yeah,
this
I
next
have
topic?
one. I mean, you guys kind of mentioned the other ones too, like the Halloweens and the Christmas. But the main one that I mentioned that I have on a list that no one has talked about is I think they should also do something, if it's not skins, but something for your birthday. So if it's your birthday, when you destroy someone in the game, it should throw cake at the screen or give you a skin where you can dress up as you could be in your birthday suit where everything is blurred out. I mean, I think something fun so people know that it is your birthday when you're going around,
Nice.
destroying them. I think would be pretty fun, right? Like I said, I think so. I'm thinking
Mhm.
about a Halo. We play Halo and it's your birthday. When you kill someone, it puts balloons, right? Like it pops
Yeah,
balloons, which is pretty
birthday
awesome.
Grun's birthday
Yeah.
Yeah,
party.
so it'd be cool, right? So it'd be cool if it does like cake, right? Like cake
Yeah,
sounds or cake slap to the face.
or like
So, and if I
a
yeah,
Fourth
go
of
ahead.
sorry, like a April Fool's Day or something. That like you could do
That
something
too.
like a
That'd be pretty
pie.
cool as well. Right. So that's what I was the more thinking about versus the holidays, but something that is your birthday, your special day. You should be able to have something that let people know, hey, it's his birthday or it's their birthday.
Guess, did you have any more skins?
The only two that really I wanted to like point out were steampunk.
Oh, okay.
I think any variation on that always sells well. It's you because you think of, like I said, I was mentioning earlier, like the rocket skin. It has that steampunk feel. You could do that with literally any character, and the good thing is they have full artistic right on being able to create it however they basically want for most of those characters because it's not going to associate with too much lore. But on the other end of it, as I speak to my experiences, people are going to come to this game because it's Marvel. So outside of just the MCU side, they're probably
Right.
coming to the game also because they like Disney
Yeah.
and they already have the IP. So it could be just the simplest little thing, just the straight up Thor as he is, but he's also wearing Mickey ears. That
That
kind of stuff
yeah.
That'd be
is
cool.
Mhm.
would do stupid
That
well,
was
which
the
leads
next
to
topic.
one
Yeah.
which it kind of leads to one other aspect of monetization as well. I would love to see a variation where, and I only recently thought of this because I was playing Sackboy with my son. If you've ever played,
You have a
you
PlayStation?
build
Yeah.
just yeah on PlayStation, just
Mhm.
building parts and pieces and mixing and matching different parts of different skins together to create a custom skin would
Yeah.
be really really fun.
Yeah, I'd
Mhm.
like to have like similar to like for instance Call of Duty, right? You can choose any gun skin you want.
Right.
I would love
Exactly.
to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like what if they did like a collaboration with Star like so that's the next topic that we're gonna be basically talk about because we do got to wrap this up pretty soon. The next topic was going to be essentially about collaborations. What Marvel
Yeah.
Rivals should really aim for, and
Right.
they have a long list of fun stuff. Like I mean, they've got Star Wars, they got Legos. They have so much that they can. I mean, Disney's huge, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
one of
Yeah.
the cool things I'd love to see would be like, for instance, Magic gets a lightsaber, or something like of the sense like you could have, you know, Black Panther can have something of the sort of like a cloak on him or something like a kind of like,
Right.
what's his name? Is it Kylo Ren? Something
Mhm.
similar to that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Where
yeah. Yeah.
you could do something like that where it's like a particularly like you can have Mantis with a goofy hat or Jeff with a goofy hat. That'd be so good, or or a Pluto hat,
Yeah.
something of that sort. Something small like in terms of a cosmetic where you can attach it to a character's skin. Would be massive? Like $2 for like this hat or $2 for this particular
Yeah.
shades on this character. Things like that can go a long way. I think they could make it happen. It's probably hard to do, but they could make it happen.
Mhm. It's definitely possible
You
to
guys,
get that level of collaboration.
do you guys have any ideas like on what kind of collabs you would like to see? the what ifs.
I mean, a lot of them have already been touched on, like, Midnight
Right.
Suns, Lego,
Mhm.
Disney. Those would all be great ones. You do run it because of it being Marvel rivals. Everything has to be Marvel first and still keep the integrity of Marvel. So underneath it, like Star Wars, I don't think you're ever going to see in Marvel rivals. I don't think you're ever going to see a lightsaber for that reason because that's an IP lateral rather than an IP either directly below or directly above, right? So Lego, for example, would be Marvel's the primary IP. Lego is just the formatting style. So that would work. Disney is the parent company, therefore you could do something like, instead of holding a shield, he's holding a Mickey bar or something weird. Like that kind of stuff could work. But getting those lateral associations like what Lego does, that's how you're going to create the super unique version, because unlike Fortnite, where they can go to Star Wars and say we want this character as is, or go to
Right, 'cause
Marvel and
it's
say we want this character as is, they can do that because the integrity of their game is not in they're not collaborating the art together. They're
Right.
not mixing and matching the art. It's just like, look, this is what it is. They go in as this. Marvel's very good is going to be very particular about that. So it makes it a lot harder to pick and choose. So I think the further you look into the lore and the past of pre-existing Marvel things,
Right.
you have a better chance at seeing that type of collaboration in the future, because there's only so much that you can do, laterally.
Right. Does anyone else have any in particular collabs they want to share, like things that they would like to see? Crossovers, anything?
uh,
Feel
no, I
like
think
everything so far is
it's been right
mostly what I was
mentioned.
thinking of. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
We
all I've got.
we did kind of brainstorm a lot here. So, I think with that being said, I think for the most part, we're pretty much gonna wrap it up here. Does anyone want to say anything before we go?
Yeah.
There's actually one thing I forgot to mention, but I think it'd be a really nice feature actually
Okay.
if they ever added it. Some games they already kind of have it, where like when you click on your career profile in Rivals, it shows the character you choose.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they would really benefit from like a skin showcase on your career profile.
I like that
Like
actually.
I
something
like that.
something
Mhm.
to show off, like
Yeah.
if there are skins where it's like, "Oh, this is really rare," like the Scarlet or Venom skin. Just being able to put those on your profile to just be like, "I have these," would just be cool in general, and
There
anybody can do it.
there's one topic before we get going, I do want to ask future wants in particular, like game modes and stuff. I thought of a really cool game mode that they could do, where you can have like infinite Spider-Man swing modes, or like basically it's just it's a death match of that, or you could have like
Yeah.
Black Panther soccer,
You just everybody just
or Magic
swiping.
based golf, like things like that would be really cool.
I
I
think
thought
I think you just got to keep it in the very beginning. You got to keep it to what people know rather than
right,
Right.
going outside of the
Yeah.
box in game modes. Like if they took their current maps, which that's a whole podcast all by itself. If they took their current maps and reorganized it as just a simple capture the
Excuse
flag,
me. Sorry.
not push the payload, but just straight up capture the flag, like try to get past us to get the flag and try to get back, like that would do incredibly well because people are very familiar with that. A straight up death match. No other
Right.
objectives, just straight up death match would be absolutely fantastic. But game mode wise, keep it simple in this specific aspect. Let the art speak for itself as the unique piece.
yeah.
Mhm.
In particular, does anyone have any future like kind of events though they would like to see in like in the
I,
coming year?
I don't have an event, but I do have a want.
What's that?
So I have, due to NDA, I can't say the name of the game, but I am in a beta test right now for a game that's coming out early next year.
Okay.
And they had something in there that I personally want in Snap, but would definitely make a hell of a lot of sense for this game in
Rivals.
particular too. Yeah, for Rivals. I very much so would love the idea because of what we do. It's completely selfish. I'll be straight up honest. I want the ability to have codes for supporting your content creators, because what I saw in this one
Yes.
particular game is the ability that you could support a content creator by having your code associated to your account. And I thought that this was so good for this style of game. So I started doing research on like how many different games of the last couple of years, what are going to have. And the only one that popped up like quickly to me that even has any relevance to this conversation is Fortnite. Am I correct? Because I did not
Yeah.
play Fortnite growing up, if you will, quote unquote. I'm going to still call myself a child. Growing up, I did not play Fortnite.
Growing up.
You guys did though. Am I crazy in that notion first?
It was almost yes, it was almost a meme at some point. Like everybody threw their code out. Everyone was
Everyone would just be like, guys, code, like
Code-
whoever it is, like code Chaos, code Chris,
code
code
Tifu, like
code Guess,
Banks,
code
Okay.
everything.
the FaZe Banks, like the owner of FaZe Banks, has code Tifu tattooed to him because that was his friend when he joined FaZe. So the
Right.
code aspect, actually, I would heavily agree with this. Now, actually, I did push for Marvel Snap for a long time, and I think Marvel Snap Marvel Snap and Marvel Rivals
great.
could do a really, really good justice to the community if they did this. And the reason I've always been a fan of of having codes as like content creator codes for specific reasons is that one hand feeds the other. And I think it's a great idea because you have content creators that want, like, you basically are saying like, look, we'll give you a code to these content creators. Content creators make content. They want to push their code. And it's not even like you're getting like a lot back. Like Fortnite was like, I think for every $100 you spend, you get $5. Like whenever your community spends and uses your code, whenever it accumulated to $100 as a community, you get $5 from that. And that was huge because you have smaller creators that felt like, okay, well, I want to make a video. I want to make content.
Right.
And I want to push my code. And
Put your code. Yeah.
Fortnite was like, hey, you push that code, you push skins. When you push skins, your like content creators would advocately push content to push their code out. The code out would advertise the game. Advertising the game caused more people to buy more things. Super Tech God, I could see you right now. You would want to just do variants. Like you could be like, yo,
That's correct.
this skin
Get
right
this-
here
get this
is
bundle. Yep.
the new hot skin. This is super cool. You'd make a video on just the skin. Like this skin just released. But before you buy this skin, don't forget to use that code.
Use my code.
STG,
Yep.
baby.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be
100%.
phenomenal. I mean, if they're really looking to bank on a lot more of the monetization being skins, that would be the right direction to help your content creators, because a lot of people would want to make more content for the game. It would
Mhm.
thrive.
It's not even about making more content
Making more
for the game.
content,
It's
huh?
the fact that this is a game that's just coming out.
Right.
And
Right.
one of the things that Rivals has really been pushing is in the creator community, they're trying to get, reaction videos, and they're trying to get collaborations in that aspect to get the name out there, versus Marvel Snap, which is now 2 years established. Getting a code system is a lot less beneficial at this state of the game for Marvel Snap.
them,
It's
yeah.
exclusively because, as a primarily Snap creator, I absolutely would love the ability to include that into all of my already curated content, yet alone future content. But for a game that's just about to release, like Marvel Rivals, it further
That'd be huge.
incentivizes the number one peak moment for this game's content, which is launch. You always have more creators at global launch of a game than you do at any other point in the game. And if a code system existed where they could say, hey, listen, I mean, it probably wouldn't be every 100, probably have to be like every $1,000 spent, you get $5 back.
A lot.
Yeah, from your community. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. You think of how big some of these gaming communities are as a group. To get $1,000 spent, that's 100 skins worth of people, and you get $5 because you put it on your YouTube video or your YouTube short.
Right.
You know what?
It's gonna work out.
That's better than
Mhm.
ad revenue any day of the
Yep.
week
Yeah.
as
I'd
a
say work
creator.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Always is
100%.
going to be better. So that would, as a creator, I would love to see that, because it could be a great way to help build your community by saying, I'm going to build content based on this. I always have this code. Go ahead and attach it to your profile. And whenever you play the game or you invest into the game, you end up supporting me de facto better than anything YouTube has ever done before.
Right.
That would be fantastic and would get more people to create content for the game. Therefore,
Yep.
more marketing. And
Right.
this
More
is the moment for the marketing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially YouTube's new algorithm. It's a lot easier to become a creator nowadays than it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
It's they're
100%
restarted.
true.
Chris, man, I'm telling you, man, it's you all four of us. We are in like a good. When this game launches, I'm really excited for it. So with that
Yeah.
being said, I think the last thing is we're gonna briefly just touch on this. Any heroes that you want. This is a complete. This is not. We no data mines, no nothing. What are some heroes that you would just want to see, and that's it? What do you got, Chris? Go ahead and start us off.
Any hero I'd want to see?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. My number one, probably Carnage. Kind of, I feel like would be a. I don't know if it's like a weird choice for them to add. Like, I feel like they could add him, but he's probably not like super high like priority. I feel like compared to a lot of other ones. But my second choice is actually Moon Knight, and he just got teased. So I'm
Yeah.
very, very happy
Yeah.
about
And
that.
the Psylocke video.
I'm
so
very
yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very, very excited.
I'm gonna be real. I thought it was a cookie bite in the moon.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Chaos. This is
Chaos.
this is
something
why
you and I
this is
together.
why they're not going to give you a creator.
I'm
code.
on a diet, all right. This is. I'm on a
Cookie
diet.
code?
Right?
I hear
All I
that.
see is food right now. Right.
Cookie code, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
cookie code.
Guest. What are some heroes that you really want to see from the game to come to the game? What's your want wish list?
I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of reason to ask for Deadpool.
Yep, he's
Um,
very high demand.
I'm gonna say it won't happen for a year because they'll definitely time it with the release. But Blade makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Give the Devil
my
May Cry.
fun
kind of
one,
feel.
because I don't know if this would be a character or if this would be a skin, but Ned,
Ned from
Could be a skit.
Spider-Man.
yeah, it could be a Doctor Strange skin.
Well,
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
that
Or
is
just
a
to say
really
that it's Ned.
interesting. That is
know,
one of the most
fun.
interesting
I was
ideas
thinking-
I think I've ever heard for a
Ned
character.
Flanders. Ned.
Let's just make this
mean,
happen.
And he just kind of walks around.
Right.
Big effect. Like, and you just never expect it because why? It's Ned.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
It's just
so
Ned.
Super Tech. What are some characters that you want to see?
Well, I know for sure Infinite won't be in the game, but
Oh,
that would be pretty
God.
awesome. So, but my two characters, I wanted a villain and a hero, and the villain I wanted was Killmonger. I think he'd be pretty
Ooh.
cool in the game, right? Kind of in
Yeah,
that
he's
same
sick.
realm of Black Panther. That'd be awesome. And then Miles Morales. I think that'd be pretty cool to have him in the game as well, not just the skin, but him having the invisibility ability would be pretty cool to
Yeah.
have in the game as well, and then have that electric uppercut. I think that would be pretty awesome to have in the game. He'll be more of a on the ground kind of a Spider-Man versus the one we have now, which is more swinging and moving around, a little bit more difficult to use. I
Last
think it'd
thing
be cool to have Miles. That'd be easier to use.
The last thing we need is an invisible Spider-Man swinging around.
I know exactly. That's what I'm saying. It'd be more grounded, a little bit more
Fade to my
easier to
existence
utilize.
already.
Yeah. So those are the two I would like to see in the game.
Me
Yeah.
personally, if we're I'm the same way. I want a villain. I want a hero. I'm gonna start off with a villain. This is kind of, there's three. I would love to see either Armin Zola or a MODOK. MODOK makes so much sense
does.
for a game like this as a tank, and
Yeah.
he just,
Yeah.
dude, he makes
Yeah.
so much sense.
That'd be good.
It'd be so good. In terms of heroes, I'm very picky. I don't think my choice would ever make it. I would like a U.S. agent as like a DPS maybe, but that's just me. I think that would be kind of cool because he's not Captain America, but maybe give him some kind of, relish to his own. But on the last note, Deadpool as an ultimate, I've already thought about this. Do you guys remember the game Nintendogs?
Yes.
Do you remember how in
No.
the Smash Bros. Games,
You get on the screens. Yeah,
you got a
get up on
screen?
the
Imagine,
screen.
imagine Deadpool,
Of
his
course.
ultimate is
That'd
blocking
be
your
so
screen.
amazing. That would be so awesome.
That,
That's the first
that,
thing I thought about when you said Nintendo.
dude, that, I love how you just knew. That,
Yeah,
or
100%.
having, I
That'd be
think
so
Chris and I
awesome.
talked about having
Yeah.
a taco truck appear out of nowhere and ramming everybody.
Right.
Yeah, one of
stunning them.
my ideas was launching a giant chimichanga truck at the enemies and exploding.
That'd be
Just
awesome.
drives by.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Boom. Plays a little
Yeah.
theme song.
So, all right, guys. Well, I think that wraps it up for today's podcast. I'm just going to say off the rip, make sure you guys follow my friends here, Super Tech God, Guest, and always follow Chris because Chris is the homie. With that being said, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to all of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We release these every Monday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. Next episode 7, is going to be another treat for you guys. I won't say too much more than that, but you're going to want to tune in. With that being said, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.